If you're here because you're thinking about how to make money online quickly, then you're in for a ride. Here's the truth that I've come to realize. Unless you are the Federal Reserve or the federal government and you have the ability to print money on demand, there's actually no way for us to make money online or anywhere else quickly and passively or whatever people call it out there. Here is the basic truth. People do not actually make money online. People provide value, and the value that they provide is rewarded by other people taking the money in their pocket and paying or thanking this person because of the value that this person has given. So if you've been struggling to make money online and you've been wondering and Googling and looking for all ways of making money online, this video is for you because I'm going to break down the exact steps that you need to create value that people love enough in order for them to actually reward you with the money they already have in your pocket. Guys, think about this. When you are looking to make money online and you've been Googling all these people or you've been searching for all these ways of making money, think about all the courses or all the ebooks or anything that you have bought. What were you thinking about when you bought that particular thing? What was on your mind, right? You probably maybe saw someone talking about how they made this amount of money or how they did this overnight, or they were talking about the steps that they took that made them come from rags to riches. And so you looked at this person and you thought that, oh my goodness, this person has some sort of value for me because I'm also looking to become the same thing they are talking about. I'm looking maybe to open a drop shipping store, and this person is saying they have a whole thing that will build the drop shipping store for me without me lifting a finger. Or you saw someone talking about trading and all that beautiful stuff, and they were talking about the way their course will teach you how to become the next big hit and make $1 million just like they did, right, guys? And so what you were chasing right there was the value you thought that this person was going to give you in your life. You thought that this person or this particular entity or institution had this valuable thing that when you acquired it, when you paid for this thing, that it was going to elevate your life and bring it from here to there. Think about the way we go to school, the way all of us were indoctrinated. We were all trained and our parents were trained. And even right now, we as parents, we are still in the same indoctrination. We believe that when we take our children to school, right, that they are going to acquire something, right? That they are going to acquire something. And this value that is going to be given to them in school is going to make their lives so much better. We have believed this stuff so much that as parents, we will go hungry. As parents, we will borrow money. That's how hard-tuned we are towards the value that we have been sold. We have been sold this idea that if we go to school, if we learn like this for almost a quarter or a third of our lives, then we are going to come out and have a very beautiful life. So that is the promise. So most of us look at that thing that we call value, and that is why we can sacrifice everything and anything. Because the promise of the value that you are getting from this thing is so big, we are willing to sacrifice our lives. We are willing to sacrifice our being. We are willing to sacrifice everything just so that we can acquire this value that has been promised to us. So this, guys, if you look at this model, now you realize, surely, what you should all be modeling or chasing after is not looking at how do I make money online? Because trust me, guys, when you're chasing about making money online, you will never money online. You will never make any money online. Because as I said, unless you're the federal government or you are like the Federal Reserve Bank, and you have a printing machine which prints out money for you every time you want it out of nothingness, then you will never make any money online or even offline. The only way you make money is by creating value. And then when people see that this thing that you have is so valuable that they can't miss out on it, they'll be seeking out like crazy. I've been drawing so much inspiration from the story of King Solomon in the Bible. And when I look at Solomon wrote over 3 3,000. 3,000 proverbs. Guys, if you think about it in today's terms, this is like you putting out 3,000 pieces of reels. You have 3,000 pieces of short form content, because his proverbs were very to the point, very short. So can you imagine, look at your social media and think about it. Have I even produced even 70 posts, even 20 posts, leave alone 1,000 posts? Most of us have zero value we are providing. Most of us, we take even, we want to say that, oh, I want to make money online. I want to make money even online or offline. But if you look at it, there's no, you are providing zero value. And then somebody to reach into their pocket, take out their money and say, here, I'm paying you for zero value. Now, going back to the story of King Solomon and where I draw so much inspiration, look at Solomon. Solomon, first of all, even before he started creating these valuable pieces of information and proverbs and teachings and all that he was just writing and posting, and everybody was reading about it. Everybody all over. He wrote so much that kings and queens, Queen Sheba herself had about Solomon's valuable information, and she was like, nah, I'm gonna travel. It's gonna take me, I don't know how many, because it was so far from where Solomon was. But she was like, I'm gonna travel. I'm going to meet this guy because I've got to be associated with this guy. He is so valuable. He's got so much value. Everybody's talking about him. So look, Solomon, before he even started to create this value, the very first thing that Solomon did was he asked for the wisdom to be able to produce this value. And this is where most of us fail. And I failed so much in this too, because every night I would pray, and guys, please, let me know later, like in the comments when you watch this video, let me know how many of us have prayed so hard every day and night. All you're praying for is, God, let me pay my bills. God, I don't have this and this. God, why am I suffering? God, why is this happening to me? God, please send me a helper. God, please send me money. How many of us have done it? I am so guilty of that. And before I learned this, actually, before I learned the truth about what money is and what actually brings in money, I was doing this every night, every day. I was just crying like a little baby, always crying to God and saying, God, bring me help, bring me sustenance, bring me I don't know what. So I had to pause. When I looked at it, I said, something is not right, because I was working harder than I could work, but I was working hard at the wrong thing. As you can see, when I'm talking about the story of Solomon, Solomon first prayed and he said, give me wisdom. Give me wisdom. And then God told him that because you did not ask for wealth or for long life for yourself. Guys, look at that. The first thing as we do is we ask for, oh God, please let me live long. God, please send me this money. But Solomon asked for wisdom. So because God said you did not ask for these things that all men and women ask for, you just didn't spam my inbox with all these things. God said, I don't like spam mail. I don't like all these spam prayers. So God said, I'm going to add on to you, I'm going to give you all this wisdom. But on top of that, I'm going to give you wealth beyond, so that your name will be known amongst kings and queens all over forever and ever. And up to now, we still talk about King Solomon. And by the way, if you haven't read King Solomon's Proverbs, I urge you, please go and read them. There's something magical about reading those Proverbs and just knowing the truth for yourself. So number one, Solomon asked for wisdom, and God gave him wisdom and added onto that the wealth and the long life that he didn't ask for. Then, number two, Solomon went right to work. And like many of us, when we are actually, after even we've prayed for the wisdom, and even God shows us the wisdom, he shows us that I've given you ideas equal to everyone. By the way, guys, ideas and thoughts and all this value is given equally to all of us on earth. There's no limit to it. It's just the way we breathe in the air. That is how ideas and all opportunities are available to all of us right now at the same time. Don't kid yourself about it. This is the truth. So once you have those ideas, now what are you going to do about it? Many of us now, we are stuck in this age and time where we are just aimlessly scrolling through social media, and this thing can catch you, and it can paralyze you, and it can dominate your life until you don't know what to do anymore with yourself. All you're doing is looking at other people and continuing to cry and say, how are they doing it? Now, guys, look at me. Myself, I'm a 44-year-old mom. YouTube is all about all this vibe and all this. People tell you, do thumbnails, do this, and there's so much you can get caught up in. But I told myself, I'm going to come and do what I can do, when I can do, with what I have. Don't overthink this, guys. Once you know that all opportunities are equal to all of us on earth, you have asked God for the wisdom. Now get to work. That is the number 2. Get to work, get to doing, get to producing, get to learning and teaching yourself. Acquire all the skills and knowledge that you can. Whatever skill and knowledge that you have, document it. Guys, this is so super important. Document this stuff. You must now document. And the way you document is either you write in your journals or you produce pieces of content like these, the videos, and you post them. You document your stuff. Write a book. Guys, let me tell you a story about my grandfather. My grandfather was a very well written guy. He loved books. He loved astrology. And he had so much thought in there. And he passed this down actually to my dad. But when my grandfather died, he had so many books. And I used to see them. And because nobody knew the value of these books, my grandma and all the other people around, they basically just threw away his books. I remember we used to use my grandfather's books to light fire so that we could cook. I would see my grandmother tearing them. And for me as a child, I would just look at them, but I didn't understand them. But I can remember seeing his handwriting on those books. And right now, how I wish I knew, and we would have preserved those books. The same for the books that my dad wrote. I wish we would have preserved those books. Right now, I would be just swimming in knowledge, and I feel so bad about it. So this is why I'm urging you guys, everything that you have, document it, write it down, because your children, your children's children, they need that information. You right now, you are the adult. Teach them how to write and teach yourself how to write and document. You see, a lot of us, we think that sometimes content is just for making money. And this is why we go wrong. Most of us think that, oh, I'm going to create content because content creators make money. And this is wrong. This is so absolutely wrong. We fail ourselves, we fail our children, we fail so many, and we are failing God. Our role is to create value, to provide value in other people's lives. Even if it's just one person who watches your video, like me right here, I don't care whether it's 2 people, 3 people, 5 people who watch my videos. What I'm here for is, I know that one day, my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, they will look for my name. And when they look for my name, they will find this video and they say, oh, that's my great-great-grandmother, and she made this video. And how proud will I be? Wherever my spirit will be, I will say, my information, my knowledge is reaching my line, is reaching my downline. So guys, don't be sleeping on this because you're just leading with money. As I told you, it's not about just money. Cannot be created online. You can only provide value. And because the value you provide is so good, people will be like, oh my goodness, they'll just be handing out their credit cards, their money, their debit cards, their gold, their silver to you, just the way they handed it to King Solomon. So guys, number 1 is when you're thinking about going to create wealth or having or whatever life that you're thinking for yourself, first seek God and ask for wisdom. Wisdom so that you can know, number 1, what value do I have right now that I can start working on? What skills do I need to actually work on? Who can I go to who can teach me, who has also done this thing, so that I can provide the best value possible? Number 2, now start creating and documenting. Document all that you have learned, all that you are learning. Document your journey. If not for you, even for your children and your children's children. Don't worry about how much YouTube is paying you. Don't worry about how much TikTok is paying you per view. It's not about the payment. It's about the value. And guys, this works because it is working for me like magic. And it's working for those people who truly know what it means to have wealth and to create wealth. not to make money, to create wealth, it is working. So once you have done that, now you want to go to step 3. And step 3 now is where you have to follow the footsteps now of Jesus himself. What Jesus did, which a lot of us we don't do, we just let the information stay with us. Some of us, we create content, we create this, but we don't want to make disciples. We don't want to create disciples. We don't want our formula or our information to be able to be replicated. We just want it to be our information because we are fearing. A lot of us, we think because we think about money, and then we think that money is limited because we attach money to a physical thing. We attach money to a physical thing like a paper. So we think that it's going to run out. And if I create other people, if I create disciples, if I teach people, if I inform people, then this thing will be over. I want to tell you a very, very interesting story of one of my clients that I met, and I was talking to them about how they can monetize their content, how they can monetize their craft. I was with her and she was telling me that her husband, for a very long time, he was a chef and then he quit doing the chef work. And now he has transitioned to fixing fridges. He fixes fridges and all these fridges and cookers and all those stuff. So I was telling her, wow, I think your husband really has something there. I told her that there's a lot of people who watch these videos of just somebody doing the repair work. He doesn't even need to talk. He just puts in the topic of what he's doing. And then he goes to work, sets the camera, and he goes to work as he repairs it. He can even do like time lapse. And I talked to her and she was like, wow, that's really interesting. Then she thought for a while and she told me, but if he teaches them how to do this stuff, then he won't have anybody else. He won't have customers because they'll all be doing it. They won't need to call him. And I told her, that really, really just came to my mind. I said, this is what a lot of us fear. We think that if I teach somebody else what I'm doing, then they won't need me for that. But let me tell you guys, the secret is in the discipleship. The secret of growth and of actually creating wealth beyond anything you could have imagined. The secret to creating a legacy for yourself, for your family, for your name is through discipleship. When you take something and you keep it to yourself and you crumble it like this and nobody can see it except me, guess what? It will wither, it will die because you're suffocating it. But when you take this item that God has already given you, remember I told you ideas are equal to everyone. So even if you crumble it, you're just crumbling this particular portion of the idea that you have. But if you take it and you open it up and you say, hey, so and so, here, let me do this. Let me give you this. You hand them the idea. You show them how to do it. Do you know what you're doing right there? The amount of value that you're providing in your community. You are now creating an army. You're creating an army of people who, no matter, when they just hear your name, it's like a command. They say, oh, Awino. They're like, dude, it's like attention. And they're out there. And these are little soldiers who, over and over, they will teach the children's children. They will teach a whole generation about the information that you gave them, about the teachings that you gave them. And now you will not only have people who have learned your craft and your thoughts and your deeds and your systems, but you will have people also now replicating the same systems, and it goes on and on. So guys, these are actually the things that have helped me to come from this mindset where I was chasing money online to now the mindset where I am creating value online and getting paid by people for the value that I am offering. So if you were struggling, and I know many of us are, and I know many of us usually ask, but how do I start providing value? You start providing value with those exact 3 steps. Tonight, sit down with yourself and ask yourself, in chasing this, maybe I've been doing your YouTube automation. Maybe I've been trying to learn this and this. Now, this is what I want you to do. Instead of just learning it and keeping quiet to yourself, I want you to turn around and now teach people, show them the process. Say, hey, this is how I made my YouTube automation, whatever. This is how far I have gone. This is how I set up my YouTube video. This is how I set up my drop shipping. This is how I corrected this problem. Because guess what? There are so many people who maybe have a problem with their processing payment in maybe Shopify or Etsy. There may be so many people who don't know how to correct something in their Etsy shop. So if you have done it and you have succeeded, and these are the steps you took, I want you to take those steps, create it into a video and say, this is how I did A, B, C, D. Now you're providing value. Now you're teaching. Next, you go and say, maybe you created an ebook and you are able to sell the ebook. And these are the particular reels that you use. This is the short form video. This is the platform that you use to actually showcase your reels. This is the number of times that you posted. This is the number of times that you went out there and talked about it. Maybe you posted in stories, and through your stories, on your Instagram or on your Facebook or on WhatsApp, you put them in your stories or in your status, and that's where you got the most customers. Show that. Showcase that. Tell people that, hey, this is how I got 10 sales. This is exactly what I did. Before that, and make sure to tell them that before. You tell them, before that, I'd never even made a sale. And be honest, by the way, be honest. Say, before that, I never made a sale. But then I took this particular type of content, I edited it like this, show them the process. Then I posted it in my WhatsApp status. I posted twice in my WhatsApp status. I posted thrice in my Instagram stories, and I posted that. And if you look at the results from my shop, because most shops nowadays will show you where your traffic is coming from, then you tell them, and as you can see, it shows me that 3 of my customers came from Instagram, 2 of my customers came from my WhatsApp status, and 3 came from my website. Like that, step by step. Next time, show them this exact website that you use. Tell them, hey, this is the website that brought me 3 customers for my ebook sales. Now you're providing value. Now you're actually living and creating disciples because you're teaching them something. Guys, let's take the information and let's take the secrets that are given to us, which are right in front of our eyes. Jesus' model is the best. Jesus' model is it's the best models out there. Jesus came, he taught. When the people were in doubt, he showed them how you overcome doubt. So he was teaching everything practically, not just posting short videos, because a lot of us, we just want to post some short videos that need caption. You're not providing any value. You are just providing confusion. So instead of providing confusion, provide value. Go out there and provide value. And people will literally be running to you and looking for you. This is where they say now money is chasing you. And when money is chasing you, don't run. Stand still. This is where it says stand still. Because that's the other mistake many of us make. When we start getting paid, when we start getting rewarded for the work the value we have given, and I see this with a lot of big creators or a lot of big gurus out there, people who have been on the online or who have been here for so long, creating wealth or all this stuff. We see them with a lot of them. Take, for example, people like Grant Cardone, people like big people. Every day they're still hustling. Every day they're still out there and running. This is when money is chasing you, but you're also running. Why am I saying that? They are running because they don't realize that money is chasing you. Just be still. Now be still, be calm. Let the money find you. Stop, let the money find you. So I hope, guys, that this has really provided some value for you. Instead of you going to chase money, because when you're chasing money, money will always run. Have you ever tried chasing a kitten or chasing chickens? From Africa, where we come from, we would be sent to go and chase chicken. If you go chasing chicken, the chicken will run and outrun you. But if you bait it, you just stay still and you give it something that it values. The corn. You just take corn and you put down for the chicken. Pop! And you just wait. It will just come to you. But guess what? If you put the corn and then you start running, the chicken will also be confused. So guys, I hope this has really helped you learning the 3 steps of how to actually start providing value and getting paid for that value. So all these other things of I want to make money online, there is no money online to be made. Go out and create value, acquire knowledge, acquire skills, Teach people about these skills and knowledge. Show them your steps, show them your journey, and through that, create disciples who are going to be able to replicate the same thing that you're doing. Now you have a system that is foolproof and will create for you a legacy forever and ever and ever. I hope this has helped somebody out there. Let me know in the comments, please, if this has helped you. And if so, remember to like and subscribe. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Just start creating your content and putting it out there for others also to learn from what you are doing. God bless you. Bye-bye and see you next time.